I want to really start extending thank yous. I don't want to miss anyone. I want to thank Chancellor Alexander and Dean Butler, for assisting and sponsoring this event. I really want to reach out and thank Commissioner Ward for providing those great comments, and our USDA staff, and our other federal partners such as the Small Business Administration and other federal partners. We want to thank those nonprofits and all of the other speakers that have provided you all with a wealth of information. I know it's a lot. You have Belinda there, and I want to extend a thank you to Belinda. She has done a fantastic job in putting on this summit. But we're here to serve you all. Our next steps in this whole process is for you all to come together in those communities and form what we call a local prosperity council. Belinda is there as our USDA liaison to, help lead you through that process. It is a collaborative effort, really bringing the community leaders and the community citizens together to, address the challenges and issues that you all are facing. And then we will pair those challenges and issues with the resources that are available through the public and private and nonprofit sector. So, we're excited about, what we're moving in the Office of Partnership and Public Engagement. And, we want to really be here to serve and work with you. Secretary Perdue and Mike have put together a great platform and process to really bring those results that can really help foster what we call hope and opportunity, asset building, and wealth creation. We're excited to be there in Arkansas. Arkansas was once my home. I worked as a statistician there with the National Agricultural Statistics Service. And so, I have a deep love and sincere affection for the citizens of Arkansas. So, again, we are here to serve. So, again, I want you to reach out to Belinda, work with her, and form what we call those local prosperity councils. And we really can go out and do great things. The word says that two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. And so when we bring that whole team of folks together to really focus on the challenges and issues that our communities are facing, in the midst of this pandemic, COVID-19, we will really provide some relief. So, thank you again. Thank you to the Southern Rural Development Center for really helping to facilitate and host this summit. And Ron, you're a great moderator. So if you have any questions, the Office of Partnership and Public Engagement, the United States Department of Agriculture, the entire federal sector is here to serve you all. Please feel free to reach out and just provide any kind of comments, questions, anything that you have that is of need to us, and we will do everything in our power to really help you address those things. So let's do as Secretary Perdue said, let's go for it, do right, and feed everyone. Thank you. We have with us Colonel Nathan Todd, Secretary, Department of Veteran Affairs. We're excited to hear about the opportunities that are available, to our veterans. And so, Colonel Todd, let's take it from here.
Thank you. I am so proud to be an Arkansan. I am proud to be an American, and I am proud to be a veteran. 3 million citizens in the state of Arkansas, 221,000 veterans. If you multiply that by 2.5, that 221,000, almost 600,000 Arkansans are part of a veteran's family. When I'm across our state and I'm in a gathering and I ask, is there anyone in the room that has a veteran family member? 90% of them raise their hand. 90% of the veterans in Arkansas are doing fine. There are a subset that have challenges. You don't serve in our military and you don't serve in war and have an experience that may not cause a life-changing event. I ask this construct. I suggest to those who are on this meeting that collectively we have sufficient resources. Collectively, we have sufficient resources, not only for the veterans community, but for most Arkansans to prosper and have a purpose-driven life. How do we access and how do we optimize those resources? This construct that is on the screen, I call it our collaborative construct in the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs. You can probably Google this construct and see it on the collaboration in many other ordinances or a similar construct. I want to bring your attention to this outside circle. What we find is there's 5 areas that humans need to participate in. One is family, one is economics, the other is social, the other is spiritual and political. As a veteran, there are some needs under those 5 areas that that veteran or the Arkansan need. We collectively have the resources to meet those needs, whether it's business ownership, legal, spiritual, faith-based, healthcare, careers, or university training. I give you an example. There in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, we, the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs, collaborated with the legal community, the city administrator, the mayor, and First Assembly of God to provide legal service to veterans not only in Pine Bluff, but in Jefferson County and Southeast Arkansas. We could not have done that alone. First Assembly of God could not have done it alone. The Pine Bluff Mayor's Office could not have done it alone. The First Assembly of God provided a venue. If you look at this inside circle, physical space. The mayor provided leadership support. But there are some things in collaboration that we must have. We must have trust. There must be a collaborative spirit, a shared purpose, and in this shared purpose, what we had was delivering services to that veteran community of Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, and Southeast Arkansas. A shared purpose. Technology, we use social media and other mediums to reach that veteran, word of mouth. That's still a technology in today's world, word of mouth. And we must have metrics to develop the outcomes. We have sufficient resources. We have to measure the usefulness and the best practices, and we have to measure our outcomes. Let's talk about COVID-19. We, the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs, have collaborated with the Arkansas Department of Health, the Arkansas Minority Health Commission, Ms. Love, and the Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozark to provide same-day screening for veterans. Well, that veteran has a family. So when that veteran came to the screening, they brought their family. 500 Arkansans, some may have been from Missouri and Oklahoma, got that screen. Collaborative efforts. As I have listened to some of the presentations, I've seen that collaboration. We have to trust and we have to do more. However, that individual veteran has a responsibility to seek help. And those veterans that are doing well have a responsibility to assist and to seek help for that veteran or that Arkansan that may have challenges. Let's look at this construct. Now, in the construct, I said business needs. I know we have nonprofits, but I share with you the nonprofit is in the business of delivering a service. We have to identify that need, whether it's COVID-19 testing, whether it's legal service, whether it's access to careers or agriculture. We have collaborated with the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, Dr. English. We've collaborated with Dr. Rainey to produce ag to vet opportunities. The business need is the prosperity of that citizen. We find the need, we connect, and we create opportunity. This trust piece, that I start with that business need under the trust. Leadership is all important. I want to thank the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, the United States Agriculture Department for putting this summit together. The leaders of those entities brought us together and connected us. Okay, so then we talk about the purpose and the desired outcome. We create the venue, and then we have the results. There in Pine Bluff, when we did the legal clinic, on that one day, we identified and we assisted more than 30 veterans. I talked to you about the success with the COVID-19 testing in Northwest Arkansas. Then I share with you, when you measure the successes and you identify them, then you get other opportunities. We are now going to do a legal clinic in Fort Smith. The VA Healthcare Center in Shreveport, Louisiana, that supports 5 counties in Arkansas, are going to replicate what happened in Northwest Arkansas, there in Texarkana, Arkansas. I share with you, this construct provides a visual. I share with you, use it as you see fit, add to it, and share it with us. I go over it, and then I'll answer any questions that you may have. But I want to say again, we, the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs, are a collaborative organization. We don't have sufficient resources to do it alone. But I share with you, collectively, in the state of Arkansas, we have sufficient resources to provide for the prosperity for most Arkansans. Leadership support is important. Values, you got to have space, whether it's in technology and Zoom or physical space. You have to have commitment, shared purpose, collaborative support, and we have to measure our outcome. Talk about those 5 needs for civilization for humans: family, social, spiritual, economic, and political. I am so happy to be in Arkansas. I am so happy to be an American, and I am blessed to be a veteran. Well, let me say I am anxious to hear from Pastor Bell.
All right, thank you very much. Listen, first and foremost, I thought that my presentation would sound more like a sermon than any other, and then Colonel Todd just preached. So here I am. I am so very blessed. I feel very much deeply appreciative to be given the opportunity to share a snapshot of our vision, our dreams, and give you a few current updates on what is known as the Arkansas Delta Network. I am a local pastor, have been in Pine Bluff for 15 years. I am a proud pastor of Pine Bluff First Assembly. We have 2 campuses in Pine Bluff now. We have one in Rising, and we have one in Lake Village. And we also have a Hispanic church that shares this facility here on Ridgeway. So we're very blessed to be an active part of our community. So I'll share with you a brief update on who we are as the Arkansas Delta Network, and then also some of the needs we've been able to address, the growing needs that we have encountered with the CD-19 pandemic. So I'll begin by giving a brief history. The Arkansas Delta Network was launched last year in May of 2020. And simply put, we are a regional church and Christian ministry network, and our purpose is to provide resources to assist with kingdom needs specific to the Arkansas Delta community. Our goal is to build healthy churches that will then in turn reach their communities and help to meet specific needs in their communities. Our motivation is simple: the declining health of churches, the declining health of faith-based ministries in the Delta is a deep concern of ours. And at times we think that not all of it, but some of the reason for that is the cultural realities in the Delta are demanding and challenging, especially if you're not from the Delta or you're not in the Delta. And so we want to help those churches that have either been fearful of or unwilling to make an effort to address the local culture to learn to do that. So that's our primary motivation. The 2 primary arms of our ministry as the Arkansas Delta Network will be church planting and church revitalization. And it's within the second category of church revitalization where the Arkansas Delta Network has really been able to help to meet tangible needs. And I couldn't agree more with Colonel Todd. We do believe that first and foremost is the spiritual need, that the heart of the human problem is a problem with the human heart. But we also see very clearly that the tangible needs of people, when they're met, it's an open door to meet the spiritual needs. So I do embrace that completely, and that's sort of the approach that we take. So let me turn to a few of the accomplishments in 2019 of the Arkansas Delta Network, leading up to and help to prepare us for the challenges and helping to meet needs during the CD-19 pandemic. We were able in 2019 to provide opportunities for regional training and outreach. We offered here on location Bridges Out of Poverty, and as many of you would know, it educates and empowers businesses and agencies and organizations who work with people from poverty to have a deeper understanding of their challenges, and then helps them to create opportunities and success for people in poverty. We had people from all over the region, literally all over the state, who joined us for that training. We also partnered with the State Veterans Department and offering a training, we call it the Community Clergy Training, to learn how to better reach out in our communities to our veterans. We offered a business roundtable with guidance from proficient financial professionals, and that was well attended here on location. We also launched Living Free, a small group program with a high success rate that helps to address life-controlling issues. And in our area, in our region, that's a great need. We also offered facilitator training with the purpose of empowering people to address those kinds of specific needs in the Delta region. And now let me move also to the collaboration that Colonel Todd mentioned. We are exceptionally proud to have partnered, as he said, and I won't recap all of that, but in collaboration with the city, with the State Veterans Department, with legal services here, also the Veterans Affairs Regional Office and Jefferson County Action Board, we called it. We were able to initiate and now to provide a monthly Veterans Resource Fair. And so what that simply means is veterans from the region are encouraged, and they do, to attend and receive assistance specific to their needs. We feel like that was a great win, and as already has been suggested, is a demonstration and illustration of the power of partnerships. Also, just sort of on the practical level, we were able to distribute during the pandemic 118 30-ounce bottles of hand sanitizer. And you know as well as I do that there was a time frame when hand sanitizer was a rare commodity and hard to get. We were able to get that in here and help our community. We've been able to provide a substantial number of PPEs to our medical professionals. In partnership, the Arkansas Delta Network with Pine Bluff First Assembly, we were able to provide 250 meals to JRMC employees. We contribute to a large supply of water for first responders and emergency personnel. We also offered assistance for housing for our UAPB students who were displaced, some of them after the COVID outbreak because of unforeseen housing challenges. And this is something we're very excited about that is current and ongoing. We're working in partnership with Convoy of Hope. And Convoy of Hope is one of the premier humanitarian ministries on the globe. For example, they were the first humanitarian group at Ground Zero after 9/11 when the planes hit. They were there almost immediately. They're very, very reputable. We're working in partnership with them and USDA Farmers to Families Food Box Program. And we're able now to help with food insecurity, not only in our local city, but also regionally. A truck delivered food on June the 15th, and a refrigerated truck of food items was delivered on July 14th. Food was dispersed to ADN churches, the Arkansas Delta Network of churches we're building, and they served as a pass-through agency, each one of them, and we equip them to be able to go into those neighborhoods where food is most needed and make that distribution. The Delta communities that we were able to serve include Pine Bluff, Warren, Grapevine, Brinkley, Clarendon, Wynn, Harrisburg, Marianna, Fair Oaks, Helena, West Memphis, Marvel, Star City, Dumas, Alzheimer, Winchester, Pickens, and Rising. So we're very excited about this ongoing opportunity to meet the tangible need of people here with food insecurity in the Delta. Another Convoy of Hope truck and USDA Farmers to Family Food Box delivery is also scheduled for July the 28th, which is this Tuesday. And we've already put in a request for August, and it looks like it may be for some time a monthly opportunity. But we are equipping ourselves as the Arkansas Delta Network Ministry. We're looking at a commercial cooler. We've invested in a forklift and other things that we need. We are all in on being an ongoing help with food insecurity in the Delta region. We do have an acting executive board, but we are actively recruiting ADN champion members, champion board members. And we're looking for people with specialized skills and people with a network, because we're in it for the long term. So our goals in the future include, but are not limited to, assisting those who are in the Delta or coming to the Delta to better understand our needs here, our cultural realities, our economic realities, our educational realities. And for example, we certainly want to be a part of assisting people with scholarships for continued education and ministers, and we believe that that can be a blessing. And so front and center, as I like to say, our desire is in the Delta for Jesus to be glorified and the devil to be horrified. I have been blessed to make a presentation on behalf of the Arkansas Delta Network.
Thank you, Pastor Bell. Is there any questions? Is Jackie on the phone? Because our next thing will be a call to action.
That call to action is to really work with Ms. Bell here to form that local prosperity council and to outline your challenges and issues that are facing your communities. Again, we want to thank all of our participants. We want to thank the Southern Rural Regional Center, and we are excited about what's coming to Arkansas. Veteran Todd and Pastor Dale, you know, we're excited to hear what you all have to say. And I think I met you, Pastor Dale, in Arkansas a few months ago. So, you know, we're excited about everything that is coming forth to Arkansas. And, you know, we really want to just go out and do great things for our nation. And let's move forth and do as the Secretary of Purdue has charged. Let's do right and feed everyone.